Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Esung and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is video number 2 in our DevOps playlist, and today we will be talking about something a lot of people worry about. Many people hear DevOps and immediately think if they must be a hardcore programmer before they can even start. So in this video, I'll break down what you actually need to know, what you don't need to know, and how beginners can approach DevOps without feeling overwhelmed. So before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. It supports the channel. So let us start with something very important. DevOps is not one single skill. So it is a combination of ideas and habits that helps teams deliver software reliably and smoothly. So instead of asking, what must I know before DevOps? I think a very better question to ask is, what basic knowledge will make my DevOps journey easier to understand? So you can think of DevOps like learning how a business runs. Well, you don't need to be the accountant and you don't need to be the marketer and the manager all at once. You don't need to be everything all at once. You just need to understand how things connect, right? So the very first prerequisite is something many people ignore. You must have a basic computer knowledge. Well, as obvious as this may sound, this is very important. You should be very comfortable with things like using a computer very confidently. You should be very comfortable with installing and managing softwares. Little things like navigating folders, files, and directories in your computer is very important. Understanding what an application actually is very important. So this forms the foundation of everything we will do going forward. So in essence, if you have ever installed an application, if you have used Google Chrome, or if you have managed files on your laptop or on your computer, you already have a very good starting point. So DevOps actually builds on everyday computer usage. It does not start from magic. The next prerequisite is understanding how the internet works. Now, you don't need to understand or you don't need to know deep networking or technical terms. Just simple ideas like um, website runs on servers, simple ideas like when you type a website, or when you type a website address, your request goes somewhere. Simple ideas like application talk to servers over the internet. So think of this particular scenario like sending a message on WhatsApp. You don't need to know how the message travels. You don't need to know how WhatsApp takes care of any messages. But what you understand is that when you click on send or when you click on the send icon, the system processes and the other person receives. So this particular level of understanding is enough. So the very next prerequisite is logical thinking. You don't need to be a programmer to learn DevOps. And this is very, very important. You should be very, very comfortable with basic logics, understanding steps, following instructions, knowing that if this happens, then this should happen. So DevOps is more about automation and process thinking. It is not about complex code. Although in the long run, we'll get to write simple configuration files. And these are not heavy programming. So another prerequisite is having basic knowledge of operating system, especially the Linux operating system. Now, you don't need to be a Linux expert. You only need to know things like what an operating system does, that your servers usually run on Linux, how to open a terminal, which we will get to that, then running simple commands. So now think of all of this like learning to drive. You don't need to understand how an engine was built. You only need to understand how to use those controls, like your gear shift, your pedals, your radio controls, your consoles, and the rest of it. So now, one of the most underrated prerequisites is the human element. I term it human element because it is the combination of communication and teamwork. So DevOps is not about working alone. We had already established the fact that DevOps is about developers, operations, and businesses working together. So skills like clear communications, asking questions, documenting your work so that others can follow, explaining problems. These are just as important as technical skills. So now think about DevOps as a people-focused role before you even think of it as a technical one. Now, the most important skill is continuous learning. So another key prerequisite is the willingness to learn continuously. We understand that technology evolves daily, so your mindset should also evolve. Learning never really stops, so you don't need to know everything on day one. So it keeps the role exciting and valuable. This is why openness to learning step by step is the key to success. So, in summary, DevOps is approachable to anyone. Before learning DevOps, you don't need to be a software engineer. You don't need to know advanced programming. You don't need to be an expert in anything. Just like we have established, what you need is basic computer skills, simple understanding of how the internet works, logical thinking, willingness to learn, good communication habits, and that is it. So guys, if DevOps has ever felt intimidating to you, I hope this video clears that fear. So DevOps is approachable, it is 100% learnable, and it is open to people from different backgrounds. If this video helped you, please subscribe, like, and comment. So in the next video, we'll be talking about actual DevOps tools and cloud computing. See you on the next one.